Hey everybody, this is AJ Hart.
And this is Blake Rea.
And really quick before the episode, we wanted to go ahead and give a little PSA. We know that here in the US, a lot of things are really tough right now, with protests going around over the whole nation, over the George Floyd situation. We wanted to make sure that we're spreading awareness for that and spreading the ability to help.
Mm-hmm.
So for today's episode, if you go into our description, you should see a series of links and ways that... So if you go into our episode description this week, you should see a series of links to different ways that we've found that you can give back to your community.
Mm-hmm. Either that and also get more information on the situation if you need some. Things are really tough right now for everybody, people, and I think all of us need to kind of come together and show our support. And with COVID, it's kind of hard to do that physically, without endangering ourselves. But I think there's plenty of links out there to where you can get involved and give back if you can.
We'll also be placing these links on our Twitter account, so if you want to find them there, that will be an option as well.
Mm-hmm. And with that, we're going to try and give you guys some laughs this week, and we hope you enjoy the episode.
Everybody, and welcome back to Spiritual Successor, a comedy video game design podcast inspired by Polygon's Cool Games Inc.
I'm
your host,
AJ
Hart.
This. You can't be so fast about it.
It's got to be fast. We got to get in and out. Hour. We only have an hour to do this podcast. Like we have an hour to do the show. We're not in and out.
Hour to crack it.
Here's the thing. Every time we do an episode and it's over an hour long, mm-hmm. we're giving out free podcast. You know what I mean? We're losing money. We're losing time.
But we don't make any. I mean, a little bit on the Patreon, but like the podcast directly doesn't have any ads on it, man.
I live my life for maximum efficiency, and I cannot be sparing an extra 10 minutes here and an extra 15 minutes there.
AJ Hart, no wasted movement.
Because now we're already at 25 minutes wasted.
3 hours on his couch looking at his emotional support e-girls.
Those are important, valuable minutes.
Speaking of which, AJ, oh, by the way, I am your other host, Blake, but before I tear into AJ here, I am your other host, Blake Rea, and on this podcast, we take your lovely ideas from the internet, from Reddit, Twitter, email, YouTube.
Not official channels.
Fuck you. And we turn those into the next AAA video games. One, I want to make an addendum to last week's episode because it was a battle royale. Instead of 100 characters, it's 90 characters because it's a game, it's a battle royale only 90s kids would remember. And I've been thinking about that.
That's such a good one.
I've been thinking about that all fucking week, and I know we try and keep each episode self-contained, but it was bothering the shit out of me. Second, AJ, I'm pissed off at you. You know why?
What'd I do?
You've played
because I'm too handsome and I'm too cool and I'm too great.
Yeah, because I'm just so fucking jealous.
And you standing and when you stand too close to my and just emanating radiance.
I just make you look all that better.
Small. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It more happens to do with you've played all the Final Fantasy games famously, right? So
no, I played two of them.
Okay, for my reality of because I want my anger to be justified.
Do you think that I've just played every video game?
No, but I know you've played a lot of Final Fantasy games, and I discovered
I've played like
that
two
bunny
and a half.
girls, but that a bunny girl race exists in Final Fantasy 14 and 14, and I was so upset with you that I actually sent you a message on Facebook at what was it, 1 a.m. or something?
It was 1 a.m. and you messaged me in all caps, just I'm so pissed at you. And at 1 a.m. I was so tired, and I was like, oh no, what'd I do? Did I leave something in the podcast? Did I forget to delete something? Oh no, did I just delete Blake's entire audio file and upload it anyway, and I just listened back to it hearing my voice and just thought that was a fine upload? Did I fuck up that bad? Why is Blake mad at me?
Here's the message.
And then he says,
here's the message.
How come you never told me there were bunny girls in Final Fantasy? And I was just I was then at 2:30 in the morning, racking my brain thinking to myself, the fuck, what video game of Final Fantasy had bunny girls in it? And I'm looking back on my mind, I'm like, Final Fantasy 15. No, that just had a redneck girl. She was cool, but not a rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy 7. Were there rabbit girls in that? Shit.
No,
couldn't remember because I've only played Remake. So there was a ninja girl there.
There was this artist I follow on Twitter who makes really, really lovely art. Her name's in Japanese. I can't pronounce it because I'm...
And you won't try.
Yeah. I mean, no. it would be offensive at that point. But she was posting up a bunch of drawings of the bunny girls from that specific game, and I'm just like, oh, they're so pretty. My heart too. Electric Boogaloo. It was just, it was so good. It's so good.
Yeah, no, those are just that's just the bunny girl race that you can play as in Final Fantasy 14.
God, that's so fucking cool. That's so cool.
I almost played Final Fantasy 14 one time, and I did make a really cool anime boy that was a bunny boy.
And then you realized
he was a cat boy.
Then you were going to realize you had to sink 500 hours to get to do that game
decently.
Well,
the bigger issue was that I was having to play it on my PC, and I could not figure out how to optimize it or whatever to make it playable on my laptop.
Right,
so I said, you know what? That's right. PC gaming sucks shit, and it's just bad sometimes. So maybe I'll pick it up for PlayStation one day.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, AJ, we make games on this podcast, so do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I want you to go first, because you're talking big, like, oh, that's what we do here, and I want you to prove it. Prove it to me. Prove it to me.
We have 52 episodes in the pocket. I don't need to prove shit. Oh, no. All right, hold on. I have so many. I got to flip. There's one specific submission I wanted to use. All right, this one comes to us on our subreddit from Cosmic Glitch. Oh wait, hold on.
That would be our Reddit is of course spiritual _ successor.
Wait a second. I'm going to use a different submission. Okay, this one comes to us on Twitter from Fish Harland at Fish Harland. Whatever y'all think Homestuck is. All right, AJ, real quickly, because neither of us have read Homestuck, right?
I've read like 40 pages of Homestuck.
Out of how many pages are there? Hundreds, right?
Thousands.
Fuck. Whoa.
I one time heard somebody say that if you want to read Homestuck, it's not good until you hit like page 1000 or something like that.
That's a lot to commit. That's a long time for a hook.
So I got about 40 in, and of course I've lived around people that have read Homestuck.
Yes.
The only Homestuck that I can make of myself, like as an organic Homestuck reference, is Equip Fists.
I have never heard of that one.
Yeah. Okay. So in the first thing, he has to like walk over to a box, and he opens a box, and I think he finds like hands or some shit, and then it's like Equip Fists. So my understanding is that all of the little characters in Homestuck are little doodles that you can have equip fists. So I'm not entirely certain that they aren't.
See, that's weird.
Like Nendroids.
That's
weird. Nendroids.
That's weird because like how I see Homestuck is they have colorful orange and yellow horns. So, and there's time shenanigans, and there's like fighting. So
now that's just the trolls that have the orange horns.
I think this game is about two species of people, one that equips fists and ones that have horns, and they go to battle. And there's jousting, maybe.
There is jousting. There's something about buckets, though I don't really know what those are. And I know that there's another funny joke that's, haha, I warned you about stairs. So maybe this is just okay. I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is. I've cracked the code.
Okay. Tell us about it.
So Homestuck is, of course, a story about two species. A species that can equip and de-equip their hands and fists, and a species of people that have horns. Now, these two species exist for one purpose and one purpose only. Pulling massive pranks on each other. And by pranks, I mean either doing the funny bucket of water on top of the door trick that you see in funny haha TV shows, but if you were to do that to a human being, you would just drop a full bucket of water onto somebody's head and it would hurt very badly. And the other prank is just shoving people downstairs. So they're not really good at pranks in the traditional sense.
So this is like a prank battling game, but all the pranks they do are like not. It's just basically one step away from murder.
It is a big team. Tom and Jerry battle game?
I don't know. I don't know if you remember this. Do you have something?
No, what do you have? Because I'm really into this like big team pranking versus game.
I think this would be just kind of a good example of like how serious I want them to take their pranking. Do you remember that regular show episode where it's like the two parks are at war because they are constantly pranking one another, but they take it so seriously that they have their own troops and army to just throw toilet paper or, do splash water balloons and other things on each other. I want it to be like that level of like complicated, sort of like that level of seriousness. And we also got to figure out how time shenanigans work into this. So are they like time traveling to prank one another? Like that's kind of the mechanic. It's like because like what does this game play like? Like because we have a concept, but we don't have like gameplay.
My thought was like physics based. Like
Is it like a puzzler to where you need to figure out the correct order of what are those like those it's like one thing triggers another thing, and then like OK Go did a huge music video on it. A Goldberg
yeah,
machine.
Rubes Goldberg or something like that.
Please forgive us for butchering that name. So is it something like that where you need
yes,
to connect?
I think that it's a physics-based game where you have like an inventory of items that you can pick up, like bucket of water,
rad.
for example. And you can go into a crafting system where you can place the bucket of water over or around something, and the whole game is kind of just like trying to goad your opponents into falling in for your really, really funny prank traps.
I love this because another thing about Homestuck is how convoluted and complex and crazy it fucking is. The more convoluted and crazy and complex you make your Goldberg machines to prank people, the more points you get. So like you can come back to previous levels when you have more materials and play it completely differently. So there's like there's like a replayability thing. So like, is it at the beginning of the game you pick your side and each side has access to different resources?
No, I think that it's like Call of Duty. Like both teams have access to the same stuff. It's just that like when you load in, it's like, welcome to Troll Land, or like, we're with the handies. Do a good job out there.
So is this kind of like, God, what's that name? Like Horse Bunny Punch? You know, like the one where it's like the obstacle course where you're trying to get to the other side, but you can
Ultimate Horse Race?
Ultimate Horse Race, yeah.
Hold on. Can we unpack Horse Bunny Punch?
I have never.
What the fuck were you talking about?
I don't know. I thought I was I think like subconsciously I was thinking about bunny girls that can beat the shit out of things. I don't know. I was thinking about the bunny girls from Final Fantasy.
It absolutely amazes me how often we're able to kind of leak away information that you just want to be karate chopped by a woman.
I mean, yeah. You know what got me started on that track though? It was the bunny girl from My Hero Academia, because like she's so cool and pretty, and like
Mirio's
could like
great.
and she could like
Not
fucking
Mirio.
kick ass.
What is her name?
Mirio's the billion boy.
Yeah,
that's a completely different character.
It also starts with an M. I forgot the bunny girl's name.
Isn't it Miriki?
Is it Mirko? I don't know.
Hold on.
Anyway,
we need to no. We can't make jackasses of ourselves. You know what happens when we mispronounce. It's Rumi Usagami Gamiyama, but also known as that's in Japanese. I can't read that. God damn it.
It's Mirko. Mirko.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, you're right. Yeah, she's cool. She can kick ass. She's awesome.
So I don't think it plays like Ultimate Bunny Horse.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ultimate Horse Punch Bunny.
Now I got you thinking about bunny girls, man.
I'm just thinking about the idea of a horse and a bunny trying to just absolutely kill each other. Which again, I guess that's just Ultimate Horse Race.
But you see what I'm saying?
It's 3D. Like, I want it to be like kind of Fortnite-like, and what I like about it being 3D is like that lets us play with physics more, and really can lean into like the team element, right? Like you and I can load up a team, and my whole team could be thinking about like, all right, how are we going to kill somebody with this big boulder on this part of the map?
No. How about this? So this is a top-down game. So each team, and it's like top-down, like let's just use the map from like Plants vs. Zombies, where it's like a grass yard that has like a grid, like checkered. So everybody has like 2 minutes to place their traps over the grid. And you can make them convoluted and crazy and whatever. And then once the game begins, it's like Battleship, to where you need to avoid hitting the like opposite of Battleship. Like you need to get to the other side of the grid where the team is at and avoid the traps. So
I like this a lot. Yeah, like you're trying to beat the team and get to their objective. It's an objective-based game, but at the opening end, people are able to put traps everywhere.
Yes. So you have to. So that way, it's like you have some time to get crazy with it, and it's like I forget the name of it, where it's like in between like rounds, you get more resources that you can put towards future games. Like that's your progress.
And Homestuck's good, actually. I'm so glad that we made this cool Homestuck video game.
All right, let's do another video game then. Give me. All right,
I'll hook you up with one.
All right.
This comes from Marvelous Mop on Twitter, @Marvelous Mop. a mystery game where you investigate what happened to LMFAO after they made Sorry for Party Rockin' and disappeared off the face of the earth.
The moment I read this submission, I'm like, AJ's probably going to pick that one. Because you were like super into LMFAO for like a couple of months.
Here's
I remember
the thing,
like
Blake, we were all super into LMFAO for a couple of months.
Mm-hmm. Well,
All of us went through our party rock phase.
No, I mean, you had a resurgence like more recently, like when LMFAO disappeared due to mysterious reasons.
That's the thing, is like they've been gone for a while. This is obviously a point and click adventure, right? Like much like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
Oh,
except that this
is like an old Sierra game, basically.
No, because it is new. Like this is a current made point and click adventure game that will borderline be edutainment, because I do want this game to be like a service that tells everybody what happened to Red Foo and the other guy.
No. Here's the thing. So it's an edutainment game, but the education part is about like how to manage yourself at a party,
how to properly party rock. How
to properly and safely party rock. So it's like it's about like doing all the crazy shit, but then also being like, hey, make sure to take like a couple of seconds to make sure you haven't spilled anything on yourself. Make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you go to the bathroom so you don't accidentally piss on yourself when you're drunk.
No party rocker is complete without a fanny pack. Now let's talk about what goes in the fanny pack. Of course, hand sanitizer, Band-Aids, and a little one of those little baby shots of tequila, just in case you run a little dry and you need a small bump.
Hold on. So are you saying like between parties you can like you go back to your place or whatever, and you have access to a bunch of resources, and you'd be like, okay, I want to take this, this, and this to this party because I think this is what I'll need. And then
no. There's no gamification. This is a point and click adventure with edutainment things.
But a point and click adventure
there will be a whole level that like is built around the idea of what people should have in their fanny packs when they are party rocking.
Okay. So it's like you is the game loop here is just going to various people and talking and getting more info on what you need.
Yeah, you'll see like a big like tapestry of a party rock or a party. And then you'll have to go through and kind of click on stuff and see like what's wrong, why it went wrong, and how to fix it. So you'll see somebody that's like on the floor passed out, and you'll see like, okay, what's wrong here? Well, number one thing that's wrong, they don't have a blanket over them.
Oh,
fix that.
Okay. So you're saying it's more of like instead of you yourself walking around a party, you are being shown a landscape of a party and you have to click on various things in that image.
Yes, you have to point and click and solve this party tapestry. There will be all sorts of things awry with it, and you are going to figure out what's wrong, why it's wrong, and how to fix it.
And you know what it has, though? It has like those not visual novel, but those visual adventure games where it's like you're shown like a big mound of shit and you have to play I Spy. So like here's the thing. That's like, let's use your fanny pack level, for example. You are shown an image of like just a stack of various things, Band-Aids, Gatorade, Monster, a little shot of tequila. You have to like play find them to get all of the things. So be like, hey, you have like a little like crumpled up list, like your shopping list, quote unquote, at the bottom. And it says you need this, you need that, you need this, you need that, and you have to find them before the level. So it could be something like that. And there's also like another game. Oh God, I forget the name of it. I think it's called like Tiny Towns or Tiny Rooms or something. It's a phone game I like to play where you are going like you're shown this like little miniature set that is like that you can turn around and 360 it, and you can like see it from different angles. So maybe we can play something like that.
Yes,
where it's like
of course.
You're shown like a little slice of a party that you can rotate, look at. Like I guess a better example would be Toad Treasure Hunter. Remember that, where you can like rotate the world and look around and like see things. So maybe it's something like that.
It's the Toad Treasure Hunter thing where you can rotate the whole world and really get a good look of like everything that's going on in this party, so that you can identify all of the problems that are happening and why this party is not party rockin'. It's just a party.
So is it the thing where you are learning, and then as the game, like the opening levels are about learning? It's like there's the fanny pack level, there's the cleaning up mess level, there's the music level, there's the costume level, whatever. As the game goes on, is it more about, it doesn't become so much about learning it as it becomes a puzzle game where you're trying to figure out how to make this party fucking pop?
Well, I think that like that's like the natural like class progression, right? It's edutainment, right? We're gonna have to work out a full syllabus for this. But I definitely think that like beginning lessons are like establishing the party, right? You need to do like a little like 3D thing of like, how do you make a good party bump and playlist?
Mhm,
What sort of things do you need to be looking for? How do you escalate and then de-escalate the party? Say what sort of things would go on a rule set for the house? Where do you put the rules for the house party? All of the setup for a party for your party rockin' would be the first couple levels. Then the secondary levels, I think, would probably be like the cleanup, right? Like party wound down. I definitely think that like more of the more advanced party rockin' tactics are all going to be at the end of the game once people have a firm grasp of how to begin and end a party rock session.
Dude, hell yeah. I love it.
I love this. Now,
Dude,
as for how this
sweet.
is going to tell the story of Red Foo and the other guy.
Oh, shit. Like, is this like...
We're going to be going through all of these parties, and all of these parties are like, you're exploring somebody... Oh, I got it.
Okay.
So, how familiar are you with Assassin's Creed?
I have played all the way up to Brotherhood. Everything else I kind of haven't touched.
Perfect. So you know about the concept of the Animus.
Oh, yeah. So is the party Animus?
What I'm proposing is that we have located somebody who is biologically related to one of the two members of LMFAO. We have injected them narratively, we have set them down into the Animus, and we are now using their DNA to go through their DNA memories of Red Foo and the other guy.
AJ, and you know what the backdrop to this is? Like Demolition Man, but with parties. To where like
parties aren't here anymore.
Parties don't exist. They went extinct in the far future. Nobody knows how to fucking party anymore. So they found a descendant of LMFAO who has the same fro and the same glasses. Like that's the hereditary thing he had, like the glasses. And he has to go back in time to discover what made parties so poppin' in the mid 2000s. That's when they were big, right? Mid 2000s or like 2010.
Mid 2000s, I think, is perfect. Yes, we are going through the Animus to acknowledge what made LMFAO so good for party rockin'. How did they do it so right, and how can we bring that back? And also, what happened to them? Fuck. Oh, yes, this game rules.
I love it. Okay. Let's put a pin in that, and I'm gonna give you another
Let's put a pin in this. Okay, sounds great.
There's one specific one. Oh, no. This one comes to us on our Reddit at spiritual_successor from Cosmic Glitch. For real, though, how do I get my cat to quit her hunger strike? Genuine question. Is this not an advice cast? So, AJ, we got to make a game about cat's hunger strike. I would propose, there's a game I got really addicted to back in... God, how old is I? Like back in middle school, like early high school. Do you remember the paper basketball bucket tournament game where like you're going to different trash cans from around the world and are playing trash basketball?
Hold on, was this a real video game and not something you just did in your middle school?
No, this is a real video game. Like this is something I got heavily addicted to. I want to do that, but it's like with cats. So you have a cat on the other side of the room. You know, like when you and I are on set or whatever, right? And we just throw Cheez-Its at one another and have to catch it.
Yes.
I want to do that.
We've made a lot of messes.
Yes. But we do that with cats. So it becomes like a phone game where you have to flick the treat or the food into the cat's mouth. But each level introduces new things like the cat.
I'm sorry. Are you implying that the solution to a cat's hunger strike is by throwing the food into their mouth?
Yes. Because cats love to play. I didn't tell you this before, but Gibbs actually went on a hunger strike recently. My 30-pound cat.
Did he? Hold on. What? How did you fuck up so bad that Gibbs, the 30-pound monstrosity cat, decided, actually, fuck you, I'm not eating? What did you do to get on his bad side so hard that he said, I would rather death than what you are subjecting me to?
I fixed it. I just took a bunch of treats and I played Rain Man with it, where I just threw it up in the air and then he ate some of it and then my job was done. He ate like 2 pieces and then I had to get a broom and dustpan and clean up the rest. That's how that worked out. But at least he ate, right?
Yeah, I mean, he ate something. Wow, you really fucked up somehow.
But I suggest something like that, where it's like a finger-flicking basketball game, but with your cat. And you could do a thing. Actually, you could do a thing where it's kind of an open world thing, but the open world is your house. And you have like 10 cats, and each one has their own thing. So like you find out one cat... let's call him Sam, who likes to chill out in the bathroom sink, only likes to eat at this specific time. So you have to like use, what's that one game? Where you have to keep track of everybody's schedules.
Like a simulator, or are you thinking like the bad
that anime game where you have to like you're a detective and you have to figure something.
Oh, I think that was
Premonition.
What Deadly Premonition is like. So I think that's what that game's like.
I want to do Deadly Premonition, but it's the cats in your house, and they are like super picky about what times they eat. And then each one has its own mini game on how to feed it. So one. I don't.
So all of your cats are on hunger strikes for different reasons.
Yes.
If you do not comply to your cat's very specific demands, they refuse to eat.
Yes.
Every cat has obscure demands.
Mm-hmm.
Like you mentioned, maybe you have a Gibbs cat that will only eat if you drop something. Maybe you have a cat that will only eat if you place food on top of the fridge. I know that you've been trying to get your cat to stop eating food off the top of the fridge, but they won't stop doing it and they refuse to eat off the floor. So on the fridge, I guess.
You have a really poshy cat who just I only eat in high places, and that high place changes like every day. And then you have another cat that basically becomes like a hide and seek game. So actually finding that cat, they're in a different they're in a different location every single day, and you have to move your couches, you can look under your sink, you can do the cabinets, all the other various shit, right? And then maybe as the game goes on, you get more. So where the challenge is at, it becomes like a daily thing. You need to make sure each cat feeds twice a day. So you need to pull out your phone, make sure that they go. So it's the challenge is if you don't feed your cats, or you miss too many cats on the one day, you have to start all the way over. So it's the game keeps growing and growing and growing and growing until you have cats in your front yard, your backyard, your house, in your pipes, just more and more cats.
And then you're living in the utopia you've always wanted.
No, one and too many cats. All right. Cosmic Glitch, I hope that answers your question. So just throw some food at him.
Throw some food. Find out what your very hyper-specific demand is from your cat, and understand that your cat is the king, and you mean nothing before them. You are just a meal ticket, and you will do your job accordingly.
All right, AJ, give me a game.
This comes from Madeline Hansen on Twitter, at Lambda Legend. Looter shooters.
Shit. Okay.
Now, of course, we've all been talking about the most effective type of video game ever created. That is, of course, looter shooters. This is games like Borderlands, Destiny.
So
I don't know of any other looter shooters. Can you help me out?
Anthem. I know
Anthem was a looter shooter.
It's very easy to forget. So I feel you. But so what is the loot of our looter shooter, AJ? This is a very dangerous question, and I want you to answer it. So I'm not the one that gets sued.
The loot that you would get from our looter shooter is, of course...
Is it just... AJ, hold on. I have it, actually.
All right, never mind. I thought you were going to let me have this one, but if you want it too.
No, it's just trading cards of hentai. That's the looter shoot. It's a card. Wait. It's a dueling. No. Please let me. No,
you're so onto something, yes, and I love what I think. So I've hacked into your brain. If I know what you're going to do, you're on some Gwent shit, right?
No, I was gonna say this is the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh, where you're on an island and you have to duel people. So this is
okay. Hold on, wait. Let me put something up for you.
Yeah.
How familiar are you with the Witcher video game?
I am not familiar at all, because I know it takes 10 hours to just get to the first section of the game.
So not only is The Witcher a very, very good video game about RPG and collecting gear and fighting monsters, yes, the developers of this game, also CD Projekt Red, also included a game type in there called Gwent, which was this fully formed card game that you could play within Witcher. You had to go out and buy cards. You could collect them from monsters sometimes. They're legendary Gwent cards that you could find in the world so that you could add them to your Gwent deck.
That reminds me of the new Shovel Knight DLC, King of Cards.
Yeah. I haven't played it. Maybe it's like that.
Well, you collect in between levels, you can play card games with people in the tavern, and depending on who you fight, you can collect their unique card or steal cards or whatever. But please continue.
What the looter shooter is that you would go around fighting off like a normal looter shooter. You would kill enemies, kill bad guys, pick up guns, blah, blah, blah. But every now and again, you would get a super rare drop, and that would be one of the hentai cards. The cards can then be placed into a large catalog where you can then build a deck out of. Then you can take your expensive looter shooter deck and take that out to different card competitions.
AJ,
of course, all within the game.
AJ, I also think one of our big marketing things for this is that we need to hook up with Nerf, because we're also going to be launching a physical card game, and we are going to schedule events where people can show up with their Nerf guns, and if you lose, you have to give away one of your cards. So we do kind of a joint thing, and also like Magic the Gathering.
My problem,
any physical. What, you don't want people seeing your hentai? Sorry, you're online.
No, my problem is that this has to be the nugget now, because I just thought of the funniest tagline and maybe the title for this project.
Okay, tell me about it.
It's Nerf or Nuddin.
AJ, we're going to jail. Jail. This is bad. But okay. So I don't know if we can put that online.
We're fine. We can abandon this ship. Do you want to go?
No, I want to talk more about this before we decide, before we do anything.
Okay.
Oh, wow, I actually just had blood rush to my head. I laughed so hard. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Abandon the Nerf project. This cannot be a physical game.
This is going to be a physical game. Like, no, I am 100% thinking Nerf is dying, and this is going to be the thing that saves them. Our stupid hentai card trading game. Because
the top of the line Nerf, where Nerf really gets money spent, is with adults. Like, that's the reality of it. Like, I've bought more Nerf guns as like an 18 to 20 something year old than I ever even considered any age lower. Like, when I was a little kid, I was like, Nerf? Dumb, stupid, I lose the darts. Now as an adult, I'm like, dumb, stupid, I lose the darts. I can go buy more because I have an adult income. This shit rules.
And here's the thing I know Nerf will be up for this after we don't mention the hentai thing until the very last minute, right?
Yeah, of course.
They are going to be so down for creating weapons based on the weapons in the game, because they did it for Fortnite, they did it for Halo, they've done it for I can't name any others, but they're always looking for that new product line. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you are proposing a real video game as then our Nerf deal on the side.
Well, it's just like you can play. What I'm thinking is just because Nerf sometimes, I've always wanted to go to one, but they sometimes organize these events where people can just show up and play Nerf against one another. It's like we take that, but then we introduce our game cards. So instead of like Magic the Gathering, where it's like, what do they call it? Booster Pack Fridays or Booster Pack Nights? We just do our own version of Booster Pack Night. Everybody opens a booster pack, and those are the cards that they wager in every round.
Okay, yeah.
So like, I'm going and this is where we go to jail.
I'm still lost. Is this a video game or in the real world?
Well, okay, it's both. It's both. Like, the physical is just like, it's how we do marketing and get people physically involved with the thing. It's like Magic the Gathering versus Magic the Gathering the game. Like, you can play the video game, but then you can also go play it in real life.
But you need it in physical. Like, you need that tactile response of the real card game.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you can still play the digital game and not buy anything physical. You can just buy digital versions of the cards, or you can play the game and earn them. So, like, you okay?
Yeah, I just had a cough. Keep going.
Oh my God. Like, you actually, like, legit scared me. I was like, what? Did you just get punched in the face or something?
Yeah, I'm being assaulted right now.
Oh my God, dude. No, like, legit, I was worried. I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'll give you a heads up next time I cough.
Okay. So the game is that you have, is it just like Destiny? You have this open world where everybody fights, and it's like, it's just Crucible all the time. It's just like you verse somebody, and if you lose one of your hentai cards.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you can win the hentai cards, and maybe, and then it goes to your app. Of course, there's a companion app. Maybe it's a digital card game. Because those are all hot right now.
Yes.
Then you can link your digital card game to your Nerf gun. Then you can go out to the Nerf nights where you fight Crucible in real life with Nerf, where you wager your cards.
Oh, okay. So you can either wager your digital or you can wager your physical cards.
Yes.
Okay. I could dig that.
The question then becomes like, what? I mean, is the card game just like a absolute carbon copy of Magic, or is it just an absolute carbon copy of what's Blizzard's card game they have right now?
I don't know. Nobody fucking plays it.
I'll have you know,
it's Hearthstone.
Some people play
it. Yeah, some people play it when they don't have anybody to play Magic with.
Wow, you were saying brave things.
I mean, like, fuck, dude. It's like, there's a reason game stores do Friday Night Magic and not Hearthstone Friday nights.
I think that's because Hearthstone doesn't have local play, which might be the bigger issue with digital card games.
Okay. Well, I mean, they do have physical. Actually, that's right. They did physical for a while, but did they stop it? It just they went full digital now.
I think Hearthstone was always a digital only game.
No. My old
You might be mixing it up with the fact that there was a World of Warcraft card game for a while, like
that
a World
is
of Warcraft trading card game.
You're right.
And the World of Warcraft trading card game ruled so fucking hard, actually, because it had a whole like hero system where like you had like a hero card that you cast and like it affected the rules of your deck. It was really bitchin'.
Okay, why don't we use something like that? Because that reminds me of commander decks from Magic. So it's like you have your lead. You have your lead anti-card.
The looter shooter system, you go in, you shoot your gun, you get all sorts of drops. The deck system is just a carbon copy of the World of Warcraft trading card game. The legendary cards, like the mythic ones, are your hero cards. These are going to be what we refer to as the waifu cards. These are the cards where you're going to get like the real lewd shit, you know? Like that's where the lewd part of the looter shooter comes in.
There has to be an item mechanic to this game. Like what's that one? It's the, oh man, AJ, that we talked about this. We said we didn't want to get blue, like crazy.
All right, fine.
Blue.
We're going to abandon ship right now.
No,
give me another sub.
But it's so funny. It's just so fucking funny. It's just I'm trying to do this as not blue as possible. So like I was gonna say traditions, but this is porn. This is not.
There are traditions to porn.
There's what are they called? Like the things that happen that are often associated with that type of stuff, like tropes. There's tropes to hentai. Yes. So like,
and this game doesn't use any of the nasty ones. Don't worry.
All of them are nasty, AJ.
No, just the good ones. Where are you going with this before we incriminate ourselves?
I'm saying it's just like depending on what item you have, that will boost the lewd stats of your current card.
Yeah.
So you like it's equipment, or like fucking in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like spells basically that you can add bonus to your character. So that's it. That's
there it is. That's looter shooter.
That's looter shooter.
Why don't you give me another submission, my man?
God damn it. We hope you enjoyed that one as much as we did. We'll see. Send your reviews to our jail cell. All right. This one's going to be a little bit lighter. This one comes to us from All Day, no parade in your eyes at Dustin Your Eyes. Bayonetta is the new cooking mama. So... is this like I actually kind of picture, I was thinking about this the other day. You know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see like a rhythm game.
A chef with a gun?
A chef with 2 guns and high heels.
A chef with 4 guns.
A chef that only uses guns to cook.
Well, we're at Bayonetta. Here we are. Wow,
okay. So AJ, you know like how when you're making like stir fry or something, you got to flip the pan. You got to aim and shoot the pan. So it's like a shooting gallery game, but your shooting gallery is your cookware. So like you got to shoot the pan for it to flip at the right time. So, and it could be, there's like sound cues to where it's like kind of a rhythm game in its own way. So like you could just, because Bayonetta has a killer soundtrack.
It really does. I really love the idea of Bayonetta being in a kitchen shooting stir fry to cook it good while Fly Me to the Moon is playing in the background.
Yeah, dude, because she's cooking it for her girlfriend, that one lady that she like, I guess wants to bang all the time.
Jean? And it is her girlfriend, and they bang all the time.
Okay, so she's making her a nice stir fry dinner, and that's the plot of this game. That's the thing. So it's like it's each night she's gonna make her girlfriend a really, really nice dinner, but the dinners get more and more complicated as the nights go on. So like those are our levels, and then maybe we can do a thing where we can introduce new cookware that require different things. Like I'm trying to figure out where the variety is, because right now it's just you shoot the pan, it does the thing, but where's the variety in that? So is it that is it like dictate you need to shoot it more than once? You need to shoot it in a specific area or in a specific time? Because like, where's the variety? Where's the
I don't know,
variance?
because like, do we want to make this a Bayonetta game at its core or a Cooking Mama game at its core? Because I think that that's going to change the direction that we take.
Well, Cooking Mama is just kind of like press A now, and that's kind of it. If I've played Cooking Mama like all of once, so this is like me making assumptions like we did with our totally accurate Homestuck game.
So then maybe the Bayonetta game is much like the press A now thing, except that Bayonetta is a time witch, or a lunar witch, I believe is her correct term, and she has the ability to manipulate time. We of course all know this because everybody on Earth has played Bayonetta. Blake, you've played it twice now. I've played it 3 times. I'm about to crack it open for my 4th time.
So what are you saying then?
I'm saying that Cooking Mama gives you every instruction all at once.
Uh-huh.
And you as the player have to press every button and input all at the same time.
Oh, so you have to slow down time and figure it out?
You have to slow down time and look at like 8 prompts are going to come on the screen all at once. And then you have to use Bayonetta's abilities to slow down time and actually look at what all of these prompts are so that you can then do them stylishly.
See, the thing that could be really fun. So this is where it's like a game that it sounds fun or a game that should not be made. And I want to make a game that should not be made, AJ. So here's the part that makes this game almost unplayable. So yes, you get all prompts at once, and you can slow down time to look at all of them, but it doesn't tell you what order you need to press them in. Oh, it turns out you're going to boil it before you cut it or before you slice it up and put it into the pot. Sorry, you lost this round. So it's like just again and again and again and figuring out what's the proper order. And this could actually work because then you can learn like, oh yeah, that's right. You can't put something in the boil before you cut it or before you dice it. So like it's just like this really agonizing like, and there's no loading screen. So it's like the moment you fail, you just start at the beginning again.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you just keep going like boom, 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 trying to figure it out.
I like that.
Okay. All right. Is there any more to this game, or do you want to go to the next one?
I think we're ready to go to the next one.
All right, do it.
Is it time for a nug though?
No, it's only like 43 minutes, bro. We got 17 more minutes with these lovely people. Well, I mean, technically like set 6 because we gotta
pick
nug.
one.
Yeah, but yeah, let's do it. I think we have some time for some lightning round.
I got one from Nick King B Foamling at 69420. Nice.
Hi, Nick.
Minecraft, but it's an MMO RPG.
Okay, so it's just it's just Minecraft Dungeons.
No, it is. What if we took... Well, shit, now we're going to make a game that should be made because it's just Minecraft, but it has all the gear system from Minecraft Dungeons.
By the way,
hey, can we talk
need
about
to play
that?
We
had
need to
Minecraft.
Play... Yeah,
We've
so
had Minecraft
fucking cool.
forever. We've had Minecraft for years. Years and years and years that we've had Minecraft. Oh, we've had Minecraft for so long. Mm-hmm. And then Minecraft's like always like trickling out little features. Ooh, here's a little thing that you guys can do. Check it out. Dirt 2.0. Check it out. Oh, underwater dungeons. Isn't this fun?
Only one of those is accurate.
Go do all of our cool, fun stuff. And it's like, okay, cool. I'm going to hit stuff in the same boring way with my dumb sword, and it's boring. And then Minecraft said, oh, by the way, in case anybody's been wanting an actual combat system and an actual RPG system, fuck you. We're making a new game. Come on!
I mean,
put that in your real game.
It's a completely different... Okay. Yes, I can agree with you to some extent because there are some... Like, there's a really great modding community for that. If you really want to find something that's like... I don't
want to mod. I don't play on PC.
Well, then you're missing out on like 90% of the video games out there, dude.
No, I'm missing out on Skyrim.
No,
and all other Bethesda IPs.
No, who gives a shit? You can play that shit literally on your Alexa at home. Skyrim should not be the benchmark of what is playable because it's literally on everything.
I guess yeah, you're right. I could play all the like fun indie games. They're all on PC and stuff.
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm trying to think of a fucking game. You can't play. God damn it! I
don't think I could play Doki Doki Literature Club on my PlayStation, but I think I can play it on my Switch. So check mark.
Okay, but either way, there's like so many games that come out that you can only play. Like, for example, you also can't play any legacy games without a lot of them without a PC.
Old games.
You can't play like classic Sierra games. Like, you need a computer for that, and those games are super important towards like gaming history, dude. But yeah, that's a good point. You're gonna sit here and be a bitch and judge Minecraft like one of the coolest games of all time.
Minecraft MMORPG. How are we going to define classes?
Mm-hmm. Well,
because that is of course the most important thing to Minecraft. Well, to RPGs.
So here's the thing: because Minecraft Dungeons already came out, we got to figure out how to make it enough like Minecraft Dungeons, but also make it still Minecraft. Like Minecraft, like the build 'em game. So we got to find like the in between. This is going to be the third game. This is going to be part of their like new trifecta of games. So like you can do like
one.
Yeah, I just want to build, so I'm going to play Minecraft. I just want to raid, so I'm going to play Minecraft Dungeons. But now I want a mixture of both, so I'm going to pay this like absurd
MMORPG.
Yeah, so like every because this will dictate the quality of it. Every online game is dictated by how much you have to pay on a monthly basis.
Yes.
Too high, and the game is incredibly shitty. I'm talking about you Fallout first. But
too low,
it
and
doesn't
it's
have
also
a
incredibly shitty. I'm looking at you, Wizard 101.
Whoa, you're gonna start a war, dude.
Probably. I think that game's been getting a resurgence lately, actually, which is bizarre.
Dude. I think it's because like after Club Penguin, a lot of people were like getting nostalgic towards stuff that they played when they were young, and then I think just a bunch of people decided to jump in as adults, which is kind of cool. That's pretty amazing. So what is our subscription fee? And you know what we call our in-game currency?
What?
Chunks.
That's very good. It's gonna be $60 a month. A full priced video game every month.
You think kids would steal their parents' credit cards to like pay for this game?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right, $60 is enough. We
$60 a month.
Even if they only stay on for 1 month, at least we got that $60.
Yeah, buddy. Because we're gonna do it.
Actually, really quickly, I want to check something.
Okay, check away.
I want to see how many people have bought Minecraft all time. So here's the thing. If we can get like what's the crossover? It's like you usually think like if you're going to sell something, it's 10% of that overall audience, right? So 176 million copies of Minecraft have been sold over time. So what's 10% of 176 million?
Could you give me that one more time? I'll fire up the old calculator machine.
So hold on, here I got it.
No, I want to help.
Here.
No, Blake, I want to help. Come on, let me help. Tell me the math.
Okay, so it's 176 like
176,000.
No, it's 176 million people. Oh, 1 second.
176 million. All right, now what? Where'd you go?
Sorry, I had to let my cat out.
Oh.
Million. So it's 3 zeros. So 176, 1, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus 90% equals. So 170, like 1,000. I don't know. That number's too big for me. But then we times that by $60. 10 million 56,000. All right, AJ, this bit sucks. Let me take it from the top. All right, AJ. So here's the thing, though. So like, if we're going to be selling this game, there's Minecraft sold 176 million copies overall. So for over the past 10 years. So if we can expect like 10% of that, we've already made our million within the first month. So the game, we could just cancel the game after a month and we've just made all of our money.
Oh, we're on that Anthem shit. I love it.
Yeah, dude.
I love it.
Yeah, dude. Then we've made our money. Then the Minecraft, and you know, who gives a fuck about the class system? Because people will pay for it.
Hell yeah. All right, let's pick a nug, baby.
AJ, I know what my nug is, because
I know what my nug is too.
It's looter shooter.
It's the LMFAO edutainment game.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because I feel like we got a little bit lost with the looter shooter. Like, it's very funny about the idea of a shooter game that has a card game element strapped to the side of it that we take out into the real world.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we got very lost in the weeds of trying to just like slap on top of thing after thing after thing. And I feel like if we go and kind of hyper analyze our LMFAO edutainment game, we can really create something that's effective, practical, and easy to wrap our heads around, so we can say that thing is a thing,
and it benefits society rather than just putting people trading.
Yeah, my big thing is that if we talk about the LMFAO thing, we're not talking about trying to sell hentai and other lewd merchandise with Nerf guns.
All right, AJ, I'm going to pitch you something really quick. You know, like how Hego faces have made their way to be like on shirts on Xbox consoles.
So the LMFAO edutainment game, I'm thinking
the new Nerf skins is just going to be a Hego face.
Damn it, shit. And people are going to take those to cons.
And anytime you fire it, it just makes sense.
Stop.
Okay, AJ, you're totally right. For one primary reason why I think we should. There's one primary reason why I think we should do the LMFAO game. So I don't have to make some ludicrous fucking art that will get us in trouble.
That's a great point. That's such a good point. All right, so our LMFAO edutainment game.
Okay, I'm all for it.
It's the Adventure Toad system where you can like 3D scope rotate a party that like you're seeing the party scene without any of the exterior walls. You can then zoom in and see problems, right? Like you're going to see a line of people taking a shot and you're going to be like, something doesn't seem right here. Oh, I know the problem. Nobody has a chaser. They're not going to have a good time. We should make sure that a chaser's over there.
Or it's like is there like a thing where you can optimize? Because like one of the big things about parties is like, for example, recently you and I started playing Destiny 2 with a bunch of your friends up in Oregon. And there was this huge hype about like you introducing me to a guy that you knew back in high school because you felt we would really gel. I feel a lot of that happens at parties. It'd be like, oh, I want to introduce you to the person because you guys are gonna hit it off the sickest. So is there a people management system where it's like, oh, you can see like on like Sims, you can go to each individual stats and see like what are their things, like are they really happy, are they really angry, are they having a laugh? So could you do a thing where you are pairing them up to where you have the maximum amount of fun?
I don't think that there's a system like a gamified like are they having a good time system. I think that there will be scenes within parties where you can see people are like meeting each other. And if you zoom in, you can see the text box like discussion between the characters. And then from there, you can help them choose the correct dialogue on like how to properly introduce a friend to another friend.
Okay. I could dig that. Hell
because
yeah.
Yes, you're totally right. A good introduction is tantamount to party rockin'. You need to understand. Yeah.
What is tantamount? Do you mean paramount?
No, tantamount, I believe, is the right word. Man, why you gotta call me out on my vocabulary on this show?
We're in audio form, and if I don't call you out, I'm not going to name names, but there's one specific...
Equivalent to seriousness, virtual to same as.
How is that different from paramount, then?
I don't know what paramount means.
Yeah, paramount, like of utmost importance, or like it's like this needs to be handled now, or is greatly important.
More important than anything else. Okay, so tantamount would be like these things are equally important. Paramount is like this is more important.
This is the big thing. Okay, all right, interesting. We learned something here.
We learned something new today. No, I think that like how you introduce somebody is equally as important as like who you introduce people to. So it is tantamount.
Okay.
Look at that. I vaguely knew the use of that word thanks to the context clues and never explored the definition before. Language is cool, actually.
Language is cool, actually, and it's beneficial because we talk. That's our current gig right now.
So yes, of course, like maybe there's a scene where you can like see somebody doing an introduction and you think like, oh no, this isn't the right matchup. You can tell that like this guy on the left is wearing a Destiny shirt. The guy on the right is wearing a Halo shirt. They're not going to get along because they're just such wildly different games.
Well, you know what'd be kind of cool too is that there's a little bit of like crossover between levels. Like you met this specific person at this party, you know their interests, and that's the thing that gives you the context for like a later level being like, oh, that guy's gonna punch that dude if they talk at all.
Yes, little sub-stories, things that you're gonna notice in the background, little like parties coming and going. You're gonna notice that like some girl showed up to one party with one girl, but then went to another party with another girl, and you're like,
so like you can see people's like romantic stuff, like two people that hit it off in one level or like showing up together on another level.
Yeah, just little micro stories like that as you're learning about how to properly party rock. Again, what do you need to keep on you when you go to a party? What do you need to be mindful about when you're at a party? Of course, you need to make sure that when you go to a party, the very first thing you do is check the bathroom to ensure that it is a safe place to restroom at. Yeah, if there's not toilet paper at the party, it fucking sucks so much.
Yeah, you
need to know that at the top of the party.
It's interesting. That's the thing that you look at first when you go to a party?
Well, tragically, I'm an Aries, so the first thing I look for when I enter a party is how well I am received, because I'm going to let you all in on a little secret. Here's a real story about me, AJ Hart. One time I went to a house party and nobody like made a big deal about me when I showed up. Like no one said anything to me and the vibe was off. So I left the party for 20 minutes, came back, and everybody was like, AJ! And then I stuck around for the party. So
Jesus Christ.
A real thing that happened to me.
If you're Sharon, I'm a Scorpio, and I think my first thing to do...
What's the most Scorpio thing you do at a house party?
I think I just go to where people aren't. I'd be like, I guess when I walk in, like, luckily I don't think I've ever had the thing where like I walk in and nobody says hi. Like, most people say
If it
hello,
happens
which
to
is
you,
kind
try
of cool.
my trick, leave and come back.
Just
take a mulligan on it.
That's like the equivalent of like, oh, here's the thing, and this is how this adapts into our game. This is actually a glitch we're going to program into the game. If you start up a level and nobody says hi to you, just turn the game off and start it up again. Like just like reload a save, and then
there's a small chance that when you fire up the game, nobody says hi.
And that's just how you fix it. Okay, so we've made a sci-fi game where you are trying to figure out how to bring parties back. So, but then that means, I know we're pushing up the clock, but we didn't talk about something that's really important. How does what they learn apply to their twisted future?
It's edutainment. It won't affect like the actual narrative. Like the narrative is just sort of the backdrop for the tools that we're doing.
But I'm trying to say, like, what are you building to? Because like when you played Assassin's Creed, like the original games, you were like, man, I can't wait till Desmond does some of this crazy assassin shit in the future.
We're building up to the fact that when you hit the credits of the video game, you've discovered and you found where LMFAO is, and the credits of the game are going to give you a secret code to LMFAO's next and maybe final album.
Well, that's still not answering the question. What I'm saying is like, if your character is being sent back in time in a way to discover how parties are running, are there going to be levels where you come back to the present and apply what you've learned? Is what I'm getting at. That's what I was.
Those will be the tests. Those will be like the like chapter tests. You're gonna like have a party, and then you like talk to the people about how to host it because you've been studying about how to prep for a party.
And it's
for
also
the last
in that
4 hours.
And it's also in that like 3D little slice of the world kind of format where you can rotate, look at it, zoom in, see how people are talking, how people are changing.
Yeah, you get to decide where you post up the signage for the house rules, stuff like that.
So fucking cool too. Like you find out like, oh, this would be so sweet. So like, the opening thing is like in the first like time you are redesigning you're building a party in the boring future, you meet this one girl or something and she's like, yeah, this, that, and this, and then when you transport back in time, you actually find her mom's, like that's their kid, that's like their grandkid or something like that.
Yeah.
So like you find out like, yeah, it turns out my grandmas were like huge partiers, and then you actually you see how they meet like in the past.
That'd be very cute. Yeah.
So it's like this huge like
all
transgenerational like story shit.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking into that. Okay, cool. All right. We should talk about bosses. So this could be like people who
these are going to be like the difficult things at the party, right? Like this is going to be like, here's a boss. Like, what do you do when this happens at a party, or when this type of person shows up at a party?
Yes. For those that don't know, we have a Discord where people can submit boss battle ideas. So just that. John Cena's mirror clone, Anik, no.
All right, what do you do when you meet a lookalike at a party?
I've been to so many parties where people are like, "Hey, do you want to box somebody?" I'm like, "No, I'm here to."
You want to talk about like? Okay, hold on. What do we want to break down really quick? The rules of what to do when you meet a lookalike of somebody at a party, or the rules of which when somebody thinks that like, oh, it'd be fun if we started boxing here.
Yeah,
I think it's more important to talk about the rules of what do you do when you look at somebody and you're like, I think that person's famous. What do you do?
Really? You feel that's more interesting than a boxing match
you
breaking out in the middle of a party?
You say no to somebody that says, do you want to start boxing in the middle of this party? You say no.
But what happens when they find somebody that says yes? Like what happens? Because then if you're like managing this party or whatever, like what if a fight breaks out? Now the discussion is like, how do you handle that? Is it your responsibility to handle that? Actually,
fuck, what would a party rocker do if people are boxing?
I don't know. They might just get in the middle of, like, they might kind of show up, hand both of them some Ray-Bans and a 40 and just be like, make peace.
I think, here's the thing, I think that while you are party rocking, I think that normal morality doesn't count, because we do know that the LMFAO band does have an entire album dedicated to apologizing for having party rocked.
Oh my god, so
maybe when you're party rocking, you
teach the central
the biggest part of being a party rocker is of course
forgiveness.
Forgiveness and owning up to your own mistakes. But I think that maybe also part of being a party rocker is maybe instigating situations like that. Maybe when people people do decide, hey, I'm going to do a fight, and like they've made that like conscious, like I'm going to do a fight with this person. Maybe a party rocker
nominate the
makes
asshole
sure
that everybody
there's
wants to leave.
No, the party rocker makes sure there's no bad blood.
Oh.
If a boxing match is going out, it cannot be hostile because that's not very party or rockin', is it?
Okay. So one of the
You're
people
apologizing for party rocking. You're not issuing a police statement.
So here's the thing. There are characters, because we've already established that certain characters come back to these parties, the party regulars. So one of our party regulars is Anek Naj. How do you say John? But like it's Nhoj. Naj. So Anek Naj always arrives at the parties and is always trying to instigate fights. And then that could be one of the puzzles that they have.
Oh, there's all sorts of complications that come with like somebody that's just a little bit too physical at parties. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he wants to start a fight. How do you chill out somebody like that? How do you party rock around that kind of energy? At what point do you need to intervene and be like, hey, this guy's not party rocking. He needs out of the party.
Yeah.
All sorts of difficult party rock questions that we will be working on. We're going to get Red Foo and the other guy involved in this, of course.
That one came to us.
I don't remember the other guy's name. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not doing that because like I don't want to say his name. I just don't remember it.
I didn't even know their names up to this day. All I know is LMFAO and one of them had a big fro. That's all I know. That's all I know. That's my knowledge.
Band members are.
Well, AJ, I feel like
Red Foo and Sky Blue. I'm sorry.
That's rad.
So Red Foo and Sky Blue, we're going to get them involved in helping us write out all of the lessons for this. This game will, of course, be written in partnership with LMFAO.
Awesome. And then, it'd be so cool actually. Like one of the final levels is finding the crypt that the two of them like are buried at, and then that crypt turns into like a thriller situation where they rise from the dead and they rise to teach the party, just to teach party shit. It's like that's the whole thing. Like in Assassin, I'm sorry, minor spoilers for a game that's been out for forever. But you go to the crypt where you find the main character from like the first 3 games, like the first, like from Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood.
Yeah, this does take place within the Assassin's Creed verse. I got another submission here.
What I'm saying is, it doesn't take place in the Assassin's Creed universe, but it's like in the same way that you, Desmond, go to the crypt where
where the old Animus victims were.
You go to the crypt where the party rockers are at, because this is like 2 generations later. And so it becomes like this cool, like Oingo Boingo themed party is like the last party you do, or something like that.
I got another submission for a nice boss here. This comes from Elise, ancient meme archaeologist.
Okay.
My crippling anxiety. Seriously.
It's how do you deal with people that like separate themselves, but they want to be a part of it?
Yeah, like, how do you deal with, because like there will be people that show up to parties, but then they hang out in the corner because like, you know, they're a little bit anxious about like being at the party.
But they do want to interact.
But they want to be partying so bad, and as a party rocker, you have the responsibility, nay, the privilege of ensuring that everybody has a good time.
Oh my god, this is so good. Okay. So it's like the lesson here is on like how to communicate. Like, don't put pressure on them that their value relies on whether they party or not.
Because,
like,
you
that's
just
one of
show
the,
up.
that's like
you
one of the
keep your
things. Yeah, like that's
you keep your drink in your hand. You don't necessarily offer it to the wallflower. You're just there next to them enjoying your time. If negotiations go up, maybe do one offer, never bring it up again. Don't pressure.
Well, the thing is, like, the people I've talked to that are kind of wallflowers, and in a way, I'm a wallflower myself. Like, the thing that always made me feel a little bit bad was like if somebody comes over and then judges you for not being involved, because
like, that sucks shit. That
sucks ass. And then like that's the lesson. That's the edutainment part of it. Is like maybe it becomes like a vampire level like dialogue tree where you have to like figure out the right path to get this person to feel involved and wanted at this party. So it's like it's kind of you have to like do trial and error. Like that entire level is just like a big dialogue tree of like discovery and learning. And
what are the good ways to get somebody into a party based on like their general body language? Of course, this is so important. I don't want this to feel like one of those like scuzzy pickup artist games. This is just like a game that gives like edutainment tips on like how you might be able to help everybody have a good time.
To be totally honest with you, I don't even think there should be any level of picking up. Like, not at all. Like, this is all
there's
about...
no lesson about like trying to pick someone up. It's only lessons on how to make people have a good time.
Yeah, that's all this game should be. I think that's lovely. And it's like, I feel there will be a little level of it of like doing the matchmaking thing where being like, oh, these 2 girls would really fucking hit it off. But it never feels like it's for your own bullshit. It's like, oh, these 2 are going to have a good time. Let's get them talking, that kind of thing.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right, that's
Let's
a game.
talk
We need to
about
come
the
up with
name.
yeah, we need to come up with a name.
Now,
Sorry.
I think that this should take place within the LMFAO discography. And of course, we have we have 2 albums from studios. We have Party Rock and we have Sorry for Party Rocking, which apparently they felt so bad about they fucking exploded and disintegrated into ash.
Okay.
We need to talk about a third title. Might I suggest, Let's Get You Party Rockin'.
Interesting. I was going to go for more of like a Rush or 6969 thing from NSP, where it's like the years 2033. Sorry for Party Rockin', or like the return of Party Rockin'. But you have a good thing, because that, I like your title because that emphasizes kind of the edutainment thing.
It's
like, hey,
so
you're going to
impo- it's-
learn.
Yeah, you're going to learn how to party rock with this instructional guide.
So
I propose Let's Get You Party Rockin'.
Let's Get You Party Rockin'. I love it. That's it. Let's stamp it. Let's print it.
Stamp
yeah,
of
dude.
approval, baby.
Hell yeah,
That's a
man.
game.
Hell yeah. Hey, we haven't made, have we made an edutainment game before?
Not yet, baby.
Interesting.
Now we have.
Hell yeah, dude. And it's all about partying. Fuck yeah. All right, ready to go to patch notes?
I'm ready to go to patch notes.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Patch Notes. We just wanted to touch base again that there are some links in our podcast description and on our Twitter at Spiritual Suck with 2 C's.
Thank you all so much for listening. We hope that we're able to help you help your community.
We hope that you're safe. Like, that's like the big thing right now. And, we hope that with the podcast, you can get an hour of some laughs and some relaxation. And that's why we want to do it. It was a little bit hard for us to kind of get this episode out this week, but we noticed we thought some people could use it, and we really wanted to give back a little bit.
And so, as always, I've been AJ Hart.
And I have been Blake Rea.
This has been Spiritual Successor, and these are cool games
that should not be made.